This is coal. Don't be afraid.
The
Don't be scared.
The Treasurer knows the rule on crops.
By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty.
Well may we say, God save the Queen. Because nothing will save the Governor-General.
Mate, because I want to do you slowly. I want to do you slowly.
I believe we are in danger of being swamped by Asians.
But we will decide who comes to this country and the circumstances in which they come.
People are entitled to their sexual proclivities.
I will not be lectured about sexism and misogyny by this man. I will not.
The Australian public does not want to see this place descend into a political colosseum.
You sit down, Buffett.
Welcome to The Take. Hi, welcome to The Take. I'm Tish, and this channel is also called Echo Echo, where I have a different sign on. Yes, we're here to talk about Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister of Australia, who recently did a speech at the UN, and he took a selfie. Do you want to see his selfie, everybody? It's really exciting. When he was at the... Yeah, there he is. Why does Trump look like he is like it's not Trump? Yeah, so Albanese taking a selfie like that. Oh, he looks like a fucking idiot. My God. That man's a pedophile. He was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and heavily involved in that business. He's an adjudicated rapist. He's a felon who was convicted on 34 counts. And he's currently doing a fascist takeover of the USA. And he is indiscriminately killing people in international waters, trying to provoke Venezuela into a war so that they can fight them back. And just like with no evidence. And even if they had evidence, they're not supposed to just bomb suspects. They're supposed to arrest them and give them a trial. So fuck Albanese for doing this. And that's what we're here to talk about. So Anthony Albanese, in his speech to the UN, talked about the two-state solution. Oh, that fairy tale. As if, okay? Every single talking point that he uses is straight out of the Israeli Hasbara playbook. It is ridiculous how stupid he thinks we are. I was just saying this on a post on Substack. Please follow me on Substack because I want to go live on Substack. And it's that Dutton didn't win the election. Dutton lost it. He was just really lucky that Dutton was so unpopular because everybody banded together to ruin him because everybody hates Dutton. But that is not going to last, friend. You're done. And one of the things he said in his UN speech is that Palestinians teach their children to hate. I've got some, I'm not sure if this is Instagram or Twitter, from Lauren Dubois, who is an Australian political pundit. So, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese stood in front of the UN and said that Palestinian children are taught to hate, repeating the genocidal Hasbara that Israel has used for decades to justify occupation, apartheid, ethnic cleansing, and genocide, because these people are simply hateful. First of all, just to say that, when we have seen Israeli, you press translate on almost any Israeli Hebrew to English on Twitter, you're going to find hate. That's what you're going to find. They teach their children to hate is chapter 15 in the Global Language Dictionary, Israel's Guide for How to Sell the Occupation to the World. Page 84. Nothing quiets Israeli haters faster than the visuals of Palestinian children being taught how to load a machine gun, snap a person's neck, and sing songs about the destruction of Israel. Nothing. What makes a country so desperate that they would send their own children to die, and what choice do they have? The children are where the next great language battle for the hearts of the world will be fought. This above quote aside, nothing quiets the Israeli. Yeah. It was it Golda Meir who said, "I will never forgive the Palestinians for making us kill their children." Absolutely, just horrendous. This is written down. Look at it. They teach their children to hate, was how Heinrich Himmler defended the murder of Jewish children during the Holocaust, so they wouldn't grow up to wreak vengeance on our children. The Australian Prime Minister regurgitated revolting propaganda that is designed to cast children as future terrorists. It's so insanely racist, like ridiculously racist. It is a decades-old narrative used by Israel apologists to place the blame on Palestinians for not being more loving and accepting towards the invading forces who stole their homes and killed their families. Oh, those people don't like the Israelis? You know, those people who abused, they're not allowed to collect their own rainwater, they're not allowed to have enough food to eat, they can't plant crops. Those people, they don't love Israelis for that. And also, yeah, they might be anti-Semitic because the only Jews that they've ever met are more than likely the Jews who are trying to kill them. It is dehumanizing, cruel, and degrading. Shame on you, Albo. Palestinian children are not taught to hate, but if they were, their teachers would be Israel. Exactly. They teach their children to hate is how IDF soldiers justify wearing t-shirts like this. And it says 1 shot, 2 kills. And it is the site of a machine gun, somebody with, is that? I know it's not a hijab because it's across the face, but I don't think it's a burqa either. It's in between. But she's pregnant and he's about to kill like whoever's sizing this person up. But in fairness to the sniper, right? She's got a gun, so it's all self-defense, right? Yeah, just absolutely disgusting. And I have seen so many pictures Israeli children and guns. Yeah, okay. I don't think those are Israeli kids. That's not Israeli kids. That is. Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, that is. Yep. Oh, chilling pictures of Gaza children. As chilling as that? As chilling as that one? Because those guns, yeah, I don't know. Kids with guns. This looks like it's been set up, honestly. Yeah, see, that is not set up. That's real. There's people everywhere. I like this that Reuters just has kids with guns. In first, Hamas encourages. What? Yeah, they invite. That doesn't look like somebody from Hamas. That looks like an Israeli. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, look, like, don't tell me that Palestinian life. Like, look at all this. They're just walking around. Look at this lady. Here's me with my babies and my AK. I don't know what gun that is. Australia doesn't have a gun culture, so you know who's being taught to hate? Albanese. While we're talking about that, so this has come from Declassified Australia and by Hallie Tranter on the 15th September. So I'm a little bit late to it, but I found this on Substack. So documents reveal Australia's knowing silence to plans for ethnic cleansing of Gaza. Internal Foreign Affairs documents reveal the extent of government knowledge of our closest allies' complicity with Israel's intentions of ethnic cleansing in Gaza, and our closest ally being the USA. They did. Declassified Australia did a Freedom of Information request, and they got internal documents from Foreign Affairs, and it revealed everything that the USA was doing. And Albo said these things like, "We are not a participant. We are not a major player in the Middle East." And he said something like, "I haven't got a running commentary on everything that the US is doing," but he did. He actually did. Okay. So Australia's special obligation. For far too long, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and others have gotten away with lines like, "We are not a participant in the genocide in Gaza," or "We are not major players in the Middle East." I mean, we're not, but we do have a responsibility. Australia is actively contributing to and supporting Israel, first by the supply of military material, parts at the very least. That's to the in my last video from the take, the doctor talked about the parts that are being used, and military intelligence. And BT Dubs, Microsoft has just blocked Israel from using the cloud to for intelligence on Palestine. So this is, like, the hammer is coming down soon, and Albo is extremely implicated, and he deserves to be. Second, by continuing trade and commercial relations and dealings. And third, by maintaining active diplomatic relations with Israel, all contrary to our obligations under international law. The Australian government is no doubt cognizant of the fact that the legitimacy of the entire international legal system is at stake when states are unwilling to discharge their duty by acting both individually and collectively to bring to an end these fundamental violations of international law by Israel. Yeah, they know. It's a conscious choice to not act on this. In a couple of weeks' time, there's going to be a big protest in I imagine it'll be around Australia, but in Brisbane, and it's the 2-year. I went to the 1 year last year. It's the 2-year anniversary, which is just terrible.
So, lastly, I just want to cover some politicians and journalists who have had sponsored trips to Israel. This is based on an Instagram account called handler.bds. And yeah, let's take a look at the Australians who are taking money from a nation that's currently doing a genocide. Good job, guys.
86 Aussie journalists took organised and funded propaganda trips to Israel. We will expose them all. So this news agency employs journalists who have accepted, funded and organised propaganda trips to Israel. So that's the Daily Telegraph. Piers Ackerman, not a surprise. Brad Clifton, Zach McLean, James Morrow, Ben English, John Rolfe. So looking at these, look at all these journalists who have taken funded trips to Israel. Where's the solidarity? Where is the solidarity? Absolutely, like, disgusting. And these people, if you said the wrong thing, they would kill you too. Absolutely, they would kill you. Sydney Morning Herald. Independent, always. Look at how many of them have been to Israel. Okay, so the picture that I've got here, these people have taken trips recently. Peter Dutton, well, he's not the member for Dixon anymore, so bye. And this picture says bye, Felicia. Bert Van Manen, Liberal Party MP of Ford, 2024. Garth Hamilton, Liberal MP. Oh, LNP. LNP? What? What's the difference between LNP and Liberal? They're the same thing, aren't they? 2024. Andrew Wallace, LNP, MP in Fisher, 2023 and 2017. 2 trips, Andrew Wallace. Nice work. Scott Buchholz, LNP MP, and he is in Wright, 2023. James McGrath, LNP Senator. He's a senator. So 2023. Amanda Stoker, LNP, current Assistant Minister for Finance, Trade, Employment and Training, and former senator. She went in 2018. Milton Dick, Labor, Speaker of the House, Oxley, 2017. My local member, Jim Chalmers, and I wrote him an email the other night about this. He's the treasurer. It's his Labor, and that's in Rankin, and he went in 2014. So it's not as close, 9 years ago. Theresa Gambaro, Liberal, former MP, Brisbane, 2012. Kevin Rudd. Oh, K-Rudd, no. Say it ain't so. Labor, former PM in Griffith, and he represented Griffith in 2010, and Carl Ungara, aligned to Labor, and he was the Foreign Policy and National Security Advisor, and that was in 2003. I can kind of understand them doing that in 2003, Yeah, so you got to look to, like, there's a large trail of what you've been doing, Anthony Albanese. And yeah, looking at, like, because I've just spent so much time watching, reading all of the things to do with the Nazis, like, that is part of the complicity. Like, seeing, like, the royal family, you know, had people who would send to talk to Hitler, and yeah, there was a lot of people who put up with that relationship, and allowed the atrocities to happen because of what they could get out of it, you know. Anyway, fuck Albo, and we are going to vote him out next time. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you can leave a like and a subscribe, that'd be fantastic, and share possibly. I am really passionate about this, and I think that we have to talk about it. So we are the witnesses. Our government is doing it, and we have to do whatever we can to try and stop it. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye now.